is using risk-based vulnerability management. Can you touch upon a little bit about what that is and why it's so important?
Yeah, so the risk-based vulnerability management is it's really focused around the prioritization and orchestration of where you're focusing your vulnerability management efforts. So the traditional way is, just kind of running a cycle where we're patching what's coming in, right? Maybe it's a first in, first out kind of thing, right? Coming in from our systems. What we're doing instead is we're assessing the entire landscape constantly at all times, and we're finding out not only where are our vulnerabilities, but are they exploitable? What is the impact if they were exploitable? How likely are they to be exploited? And then it's also assessing where that system is. So if it's externally facing, is it internally facing? We're able to apply data classifications to it as well to say, if you've got really risky customer data, PCI data, maybe things like that, those are obviously higher risk than, maybe your public website is a little bit lower risk than customer PCI data. So we take into account all of these very important factors of risk, right? And there's a lot of calculation that's done, and it's not really new to do this, but what's new is that rather than having a bunch of people having to take all this together, we've got our automation system assessing this, using the artificial intelligence and communicating with our experts to say, this is what's the top risk for our client, and this is where we focus, right? And then we've got our experts going, taking the appropriate actions.
Right, and I think we talked about this a little bit in the benefits of how it drives down costs. I mean, certainly drives down costs on our end. That gets passed down onto the customer, and it
Right.
creates a seamless integration into your vulnerability management, and it it looks good on the bottom line.
Well, importantly for those C-level people, the ones who need to consume the reports from a business perspective, we're able to deliver very robust, customizable reports and dashboards. So if you want to understand, the dollar ROI, maybe we can't get quite, to the dollar to the vulnerability, but we can definitely show you the risk to your organization and the reduction to it. So that ROI conversation becomes a lot easier of, what are we paying for as well? There's a huge amount of risk leaving our organization, which is cost savings for the business.